Hello y'all, happy hump day. As y'all seeing right now, this is part of my redneck yard, my redneck homestead. There's my double wide. Yeah, I live in a double wide, I don't mind. There's my front door I'm going to be fixing here soon, getting a replacement for that one. Coming around, let me turn my little screen viewer around so that when I get to me you can see my redneck ugly ass. And there's my redneck ugly ass. Now, this is going to be a short video. I'm going to tell you right now ahead of time, I got a bunch of shit to do, not enough time to do it. Now, this afternoon, my feet hit the floor, God let me see another day. I'm tickled pink. I'm not going to preach at you, which I should, but I'm not. I got up this morning, took the wife to Rural King. She exchanged a couple items, came back home. I was going to go back to Rural King, grab a few things, but I didn't. I expect to have wife's off tomorrow from work. We'll go tomorrow and do it. You know, me and her and the kid, you know, we can do everything at one time. So, came home, sat around the house, looked at a few things online. I did buy one or two things. Fairly cheap, no big deal. Not a necessity to have it, but I do need them, so I went ahead and got them. Wife went to work. Me and Junior sat around the house for a little bit. I looked at him, I said, you want to go to the store down the road? He said, sure. So we went to the store down the road and went down and got a few things. I went there for the sole intention to find things I can use for candle making, and I found it. Oh, did I find it. I found these little jars right here. Little ball perfect mason jars. They're small, you can tell them. It's a pretty small jar, nothing major. So, and on the top of it, I'm sure if you can read that, it says lid not for preserving, which means you can't use it for canning, but it'll work perfect for my little candles I plan on making. And so I bought 17 of these. It's all they had on hand was 17 jars, so I bought all 17. And 2 of the jars I'm going to keep for personal use. Whether it be use it for spices, use it for, you know, anything of that nature, whatever. But I'm going to keep 2 jars for personal use, and the rest of the 15 I'm going to make into candles. Now, I did take one of my other candles in the house and give it to the cashier lady, because last time I was in there I told her I made candles and she was excited. She said she loved candles, which most women, they love candles. I like candles. That's why I started making them. I started making them because it's a cheap heat source in the wintertime. You know, especially when I make them great big ones. You know, you like 2 or 3 of them great big ones in the house and let it run for a few hours. And it's nice and warm in the house. It's like having like a small little wood stove. So, you know, that's what I like making candles for. And, you know, it cuts down the electric bill. Plus I use coal lamps. I heat with the house with them a lot of times. You know, they work like a kerosene heater would. You know, it's great. I love it. So that's what got me into candle making, because I was a penny pincher. I was like a Jew. I wanted to find any way possible to save from having to use electricity to heat the house, the same as I do in the summertime. I use my AC, but I use window units because, well, I tore the AC compressor off the back of the house about a year ago. And even before that, I use window units, because if I use my outside AC unit, hell, my electric bill $300-400 a month in the summertime, and by using the window units, it's like $100-150. You know, there's no comparison. So I got these, and I'm going to be making a bunch more candles with these when I get my wicks in. So hopefully before too long, I don't have to wait super long, and I can start, you know, making candles out of them. And the reason why I like them small ass jars for is because it doesn't take a lot of wax. It won't take a lot of stuff to make one. I can sell it and make a decent little profit and use that money for say, like if I want to buy more wax, or if I want to buy more wicks. If you know anything, to buy more containers to do whatever with. So, you know, it's great for me. I'm not doing this to get rich. I'm doing this as a hobby to have fun, to make me and my wife some candles that we like, and then if I make excess of them, I can sell them and be done with them. You know, there's nothing fancy about them. They're kind of basic, you know, plain Jane. Now, some of the scent fragrance I have for my candles are unlike anything that you go to Walmart and buy, because I mean, you might find similar certain ones, but you're going to pay out your ass for them. Mine are basic, same kind of scent. There you go. Now, my biggest money maker is going to be here soon is my vanilla extract in the thing. It's one jar is really close to being able to poured into a container and sealed up and to be sold for whatever purpose. The other one, it's kind of hit and miss. It might have to sit a few more months, but even at that, it's no big deal, because my goal is here soon to go back online and buy another package of vanilla bean and keep using those small containers, but use my great big ass carboy as I have in the side room. That's about a 5-gallon container, and making like a 5-gallon container of the vanilla extract and just letting it sit and sit and sit and sit and sit and just look at it, let it be pretty, and just keep on letting it just permeate and do what it's supposed to. Because yeah, 5 gallons of vanilla extract, you know, I can make a pretty good amount of penny off that thing. So, and the longer it sits, the more flavorful it gets. And then on top of it, if push comes to shove, you know, if nobody wants it for cooking wise, by God, you got some flavorful alcohol you can drink and get a good buzz off of. So, there she be. So, I do a lot of these side things as a hobby. Now, the extract I got into, like I said before, because my wife does a lot of baking in the fall and what colder months, like fudges and stuff like that. And a lot of the extract is really expensive. So therefore, that's why I was like, screw it, I'll just make my own. You know, because, you know, like I said a while back, my wife bought a small little bitty ass bottle about that tall, maybe the thickness of my thumb, and paid like almost $10 for it. It was barely a ½ ounce. And of course, it made some good fudge, but you know, $10 for a ½ ounce of extract. I got close to 750 milliliters of it in my cupboard of the same stuff. There you go, baby. Like, think of all the fudge we can make this year. And it's been sitting since probably about the time she started making the fudge, which was about November. So, and most of that stuff there takes roughly 3 months minimum to cure, up to 6 months, you know, to be like full-blown stage. And anything after that, it's kind of like overkill for like flavor-wise. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna sit in there until she decides, you know, this year, and she's like, well, I'm gonna make some more of this orange creamsicle fudge. Well, there's a big ass container. Use anything you need, as much as you need. Trust me, there it is. That's why I do it. And then I have other people I know that, you know, because there's some people amongst my area that know me, and the things that I do are kind of the abnormal, but at the same time, the quality of the abnormal is higher than what you would get from the store. So therefore, that's why they, you know, they're like, I don't mind to pay you for it, because we know that, you know, it's going to be, you know, to a certain level of perfect, and, you know, and then some maybe. So that's why they don't mind paying me for things. Now, most of everything that I have given to people, they've tried to pay me for, and I won't take it. And I just tell them all the time, I call it pass it forward. you know, I did you a good deed. Do a good deed to somebody else and just keep it going. That's all you got to do. And honestly and truthfully, I like that method a lot better than getting paid for my service time or things that I create or craft. Just pass it forward to somebody else, because to me, that does more good. And especially if it, like, I mean, my passing it forward is a teensy-weensy little bitty ripple. But if that little bitty ripple can turn into a wave or a crest and keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, that's great. I mean, I don't have to be the one to tell what started for me. I don't care about that. As long as it gets, you know, the good deed intention, as I call it. If it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, so be it. I don't care how it ends up, because I don't want credit. You know, some people do. I don't. I'm just happy to make somebody else's life happy at the moment. And, you know, say if they got something bad going on, if that one little bitty thing changes them from having a bad day to forget something bad going on in their life to something positive, that's all that I need. That's all that I want. Now, there are some people that I do take money from, because no matter how many good deeds you do for them, they never do nothing for nobody else. They take, but they don't give. So people like that, I don't mind charging people money for my stuff for money, because, you know, to me, they're worthless. Now, they might be a good person in general, but if you take all the time and never offer to give, or, you know, to give away, then you're just as bad as the people in the federal government. You ain't worth a shit. And that's my opinion. That's how I look at it. Now, I've spent money on a lot of things. I've given money away from stuff I've spent money on. Money's money. Yes, it's helpful when you have it. If you don't have it, you every little penny matters. But everything in life doesn't depend on money. And that's how I live. Now, yes, I need money to pay my bills. Yes, I need money to fix things in the house that tear up. Yes, I need money to, you know, make sure my kids have the food and clothes they need and the items they need. Now, they don't need a PlayStation. They don't need a PS4. They don't need a lot of things. I choose to get them the things because, you know, it makes their life a little happier at the moment. But as far as, you know, needs, wants, needs are the needs, and the wants are kind of pushed to the side. So, and since I'm sitting around the house a lot of times, yeah, I mean, I don't need much. Honestly and truthfully, I really don't. A lot of, like, my candle making stuff, my extracts, my firecrackers, oh, that's a hobby. You know, that's what I do as a hobby, to have fun, to keep me occupied for a few minutes. And, you know, that's it. And if I make some money off of it, that's fine. If I break even, that's fine. If I make a profit, I take my little profit and I throw up my big ass piggy bank in the bedroom, and it sits there until I decide that, hey, I can use this for my wife's birthday, my wife's anniversary, the kids' Christmas, the kids' birthday. You know, that's what it sits there for. And, you know, or whatever. So, you know, I'm not here to, you know, to get rich. No, if I was to get rich, it'd be great. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm not here to get rich. You know, if I break even, I break even. If I make a profit, it goes to my piggy bank and it sits in there until I need it for something else, or until I decided, hey, you know, my wife needs this or my kids need that. And there it sits. So, and if more people lived that way, this country would be a lot better off. But in this country, 99% of the people, it's me, 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 me. What can I get for me? What can I... And here's another topic. It's off topic. I got to talk about it. There's people around me. If I do something, they got to do something like me, but to a whole different scale. They got to do better than me. And I don't care, you know. If you want to go out here and spend 4 times as much money to make something I've done to make yours look 4 times better, do it. More power to you. I'm doing things because it's things that I want to do to improve my living condition, and that's it. So many people, you know, my neighbor has this big ass bass boat in the driveway. I got a little bitty 10-foot John boat. I want to go out and get me a bigger boat because he has something nicer than me. I think it's stupid. Enjoy what you have. If it has a purpose, enjoy it. Do what you got to do with it. So many people are worried about, well, he has nicer things than me. I got to be just like him. I don't care about nicer things, because when you're dead, what's it going to do for you? Not a damn thing. Your kids are going to take it, or your wife's going to take it, or the bank's going to take it, or the government's going to take it and say, okay, we're going to sell it for whatever it is, and there it is. So what's it going to do for you? Nothing. It's all in the now. It's all because you got something better than me. I want that. I'm not like that. I don't care. That's why I live in a double wide mobile home. Yeah, I could be like my brother and go out and buy a $300,000 home and be in debt to my eyeballs. I live in a double wide. My house is made cheap. I don't care. It's a house. I got a roof over my head. When it rains, my hair don't get wet. When it snows, I don't get cold. When it's hot as hell, I don't sit there and swelter and die in the heat. I live a basic lifestyle. I ain't setting the world on fire. I'm not in debt. Well, other than the house, but you know, other than that, you know, that's it. So many people have to have what the other person don't have, or does have. So, you know, it is what it is, you know. Y'all just make the best of it. You know, yes, I'm soon to be inheriting a large piece of ground. And once I do get that large piece of ground, like I've told people before, once this place is paid off, I'm going to give it to one of my kids, you know, or I'll give it to both my kids and be like, y'all can live here, pay the bills, keep the upkeep, do what you got to do. Here it is. Because once this place is paid for and I get the property in the next county over, my process is once we get that property, I'm going to set it up for hunting. And I'm gonna take so many acres of it. I'm gonna say, okay, this is a hunting area. Whoever wants to hunt here, here's the land lease. You know, here's the obligations to it. If you fail to follow these obligations, then you cancel your lease. You don't get nothing back, and it goes to the next person. And that's what I'm gonna do with it. So I can use my land to generate some revenue for me to upgrade the piece of land that I have. And then I'm gonna start building a house out there. And you know, it's not gonna be nothing fancy. I want a berm house. If you know what a berm house is, it's like an underground house. And I'm gonna have a living room, a dining room, a TV room, a bedroom, and a guest room. And that's it. It's gonna be that simple. And I'm gonna have a wood stove on one side of the house, a wood stove on the other side of the house, and I'm gonna have antique, primitive kinds of like living lifestyles. And once I get tired of living the modern life, I'm gonna walk my ass over there to the fuse panel, to the main breaker, and say click, and now I'm back in the 1800s. I don't have power. I also have my electric pole coming to the house, but I'll turn the main breaker off and be like, screw you, electric company, I don't want your service. I'm gonna live in pioneer private times. That is my goal. Now my wife won't like it, but that's how it's gonna be. Now I won't live like that all the time, but there'll be, you know, a good portion of a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3. I'll turn that breaker off and be like, hey, you know what? And unless I need to take a hot shower, turn it back on for a few minutes, then turn it off. Be like, you know what? I got my hot shower, and screw the electric company again. That's my goal. But as long as I live here, paying on my double wide, making my monthly house payment, I've never missed a payment. I've never been late. All my bills are paid on time, except for occasionally, like a Comcast might be a few days shy or like 3 days late, whatever. But it's nothing major. I've never had nothing turned off. I've never had a cancellation notice. My bills are paid, and that's how it is. But as long as I live here, I'm going to improve my yard to work for me. So that way, I will always have some kind of food providing object in my yard at all given times. And I mean, yeah, you might get sick of eating blackberries all the time, but they're high in vitamins. They're good for you. You got something to eat. You got juice from it. So you got something to drink. You might be skinny as a son of a bitch, but you got something to eat. Then I got blueberries out in the yard, and I got cherry trees planted over there, and I got 2 peach trees. I got a walnut tree that produces in the fall. I got a ton of shade trees. I want to take the shade trees out as much as possible and put in more fruit producing trees. So therefore, I have more food producing type things that, give you food. Well, I forgot I got my apple tree, which is right there. That's my apple tree. So I got that too. So it is what it is. Y'all just gotta make the best of it. I'm here for a short time. I don't know when my next day of life's gonna be. I could die tonight. You never know. I could die next week. Nobody knows. So as long as your feet hit the floor and God lets you give another day, make the best of it. Do what you can. If you don't believe in God, I don't know what to tell you. Really can't. So, but anyway, y'all have a great day. I'm gonna walk my happy ass back there in the back field while I got some daylight and inspect them blackberry plants. Now I am gonna take a video, but I'm not gonna keep this video going. So I'm gonna close this one and start another one. So I'll see y'all here in a few.